Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and today we are making some frit. In one of our previous fused glass videos, we had a viewer leave a comment being like, okay, how did you do that? So I'm going to show you how we make our frit. So here in our tool chest, you can see we have a big old bag of some studio nuggets that we've been working through this bag. You can see there's quite a bit still left in there since like 2020, midsummer 2020. And so we are going to take these and we are going to put them in the oven. Okay, so here I have a whole bunch of studio nuggets. These are a 96 COE. You can use whatever COE that that's the coefficient of expansion of glass that you're going to be using in your studio. These are studio nuggets sold with the intent for like the glory hole style kilns where I guess you put a bunch of glass in. I don't do blown glass. I do glass fusing and lamp work, but I hope to one day. But I just found these on clearance, and ordered them online, and I had like a free shipping coupon. So I got an amazing deal on these. But I'm going to get them into the oven because I don't need them this big. And I like using big old hunks of glass like this for whenever I don't want a lot of bubbles in my fused glass, or like if I'm making like a fused pyramid or something. So I have the oven heated up to 500 degrees, and I'm gonna pop this in here, and I'm gonna leave it in there to soak for about 30 minutes. Alrighty, y'all, I am impatient. So it's only been 15 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and start getting our water cooled down with some homemade ice cubes. Tutorial coming soon. So yeah, I'm just gonna plop this. I want this water to be as cold. I mean, I'm not gonna put salt or anything in it just because I don't know if that would do anything to the glass actually. But yeah, let's just get our ice in there. Okay, so the idea here is based very much off of the fried marbles, where you like heat up a bunch of marbles in like a skillet or something, and then dump it into some ice water and it'll fracture the glass. So I'm getting the ice heated up, or not the ice, the glass heated up to around 500 degrees. These should be nice and hot by now. I'm not going to be picking them up with my bare hands. I'm going to be using tongs. And we are going to pick up a nugget, and we're going to into the ice. And I want to check and make for super duper certain. Do you see how all of that is all shattered? That is perfect. That is exactly what we're looking for, because check that out. Well, I touched it with a cold thing, but there's the clarity on that one. Let's dip it. And you can see how quickly that shatter. It's not crazy or explosive or anything. It doesn't need to be. But we were trying to bash these nuggets with our Frit Smasher, which I will show you shortly. And I'll show you trying to smash one without frying it first. But I'm going to get all these dumped in here. Let me put the tripod down. Oh wow, we got the water. I don't know if you can hear that. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Is that okay? Look at all those beautifully fractured studio nuggies. This is a Frit Smasher. The whole idea is you put whatever you want smashed up down in there. And then this that has that little metal bar going across, you take it and you just smash. So glass is an amorphous solid as far as I understand it. So it's all just kind of vibing. All those glass molecules, like all the stuff. I'm a layperson, y'all. I don't know all the scientific terminology for this, but whenever we heat it up and then we shock it, it's cooling on the outside while it's still very hot in the middle, and the tension between all the little molecules in there isn't vibing anymore, so it cracks and fractures. So on a piece like this that has its integrity, you can break it a little by hand, but you'll see it doesn't want to just smash. So I'm going to put this, I love that noise, that's so cool, into here. And we're going to smash it, so mind your ears. And so I like to turn it as I'm smashing, that way it just changes the angle. Now, whenever we do this, typically, it's very difficult to get, well, you can't even see in there. It's very difficult to get the frit to smash. That one did a pretty good job. This can leave little metal shards in that frit, which adds impurities to the glass for whenever we're fusing it. The next step is we're going to use what's called a glass sifter, or a frit sifter. And you can see we got quite a bit of powder out of that. It just sifts it by size. So this is going to be all of our very large chunks. And then we get very little medium. And it just goes into finer and finer grains. And then this is a super fine sieve. And then there's some glass powder. I don't really utilize these as much. They make really cool inclusions and like resin casting and some other things. So if there's a crafter, there's a way, and we can always find a purpose for these materials. But now let's go get our fried nuggets and see how those smash. So now we have our studio nuggets that have been compromised through the frying process. And I'm just going to drop this in there. That wasn't enough to make it break. I just wanted to check. But now we're going to smash. With one hit, that has exploded. Oh, I keep forgetting that you can't see. That has exploded. And you can see we've still got this big old hunk. So what I'm actually going to do, let's put a few in here. And then smash. So that's it before. Oh. I think I overfilled it. I'm still learning. If y'all have any tips and tricks, please do let me know. We're going to smash again. There we go. So this gives us, we still have some big chunks. We just right back into the thing. But I love these larger pieces, and it gives us a whole lot more like larger medium grain, kind of coarse grain. So, and I think a whole lot less dust. So, but yeah, this is how we make our homemade frit. So I've only done like half of our frit, like half of the little nuggies, and I don't have to do the whole batch. I can just do however much as I think is what we need for probably the next month or so's production. And you can see we have a little bit of rust in there from the moisture. So I'll probably end up still rinsing this in the sieve. You can see there's still some powder on it. So I don't actually know if this is a better way of making frit as opposed to just buying it from the store. The rust in it is a new development. So let me know down in the comments if y'all have a way that you would recommend to make homemade frit. But I thought that this might work pretty well, you know, if we had like some broken glass or something that we wanted to recycle. I probably wouldn't mix the COEs and stuff, but just to be able to smash it down, this seems a little more effective or even safer, you know, frying it first and then smashing it than just hitting it in a bag with a hammer. So I really look forward to hearing from y'all down in the comments. And if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, do leave them down below. There's links to all of our different social media in our online store if you want to get some cabochons of your own. But that's it for today's tutorial. We live stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. You can find our calendar of events and everything else at factorearthcreations.com. I do hope that this was helpful to you guys and maybe got you inspired to, ooh, there's mosquitoes everywhere, to whip up a mess in your own craft room. But I'll see y'all next time. And until then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye. Oh yeah, there's going to be a link probably somewhere here to another recommended video, and you can subscribe, and then also to a video where we show you how we use the frit in some of our mermaid teardrop cabochons. So okay, bye for real now. Mwah, bye.